Good morning, everyone. What is today? It's Thursday. It's Friday Eve. It's payday. All the things. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to today's vlog. You know the routine. We have no idea where we're going to end up, but we're going to have fun along the way. I've been struggling lately, just trying to get my balance in the morning. I don't know what has thrown me off my rocker. I'm definitely struggling in the mornings. I'm having a hard time getting out the door. Right now it's 7:38. I should not be sitting here talking to y'all, but I have the strong desire. I want to talk to you because I feel like I haven't really talked to y'all in a minute. I was going to do a chat while I got ready this morning, but I forgot. It is what it is, right? One of my friends was saying, I don't like that saying. And then we both go, but it is what it is. Oh my gosh. I've always said it though. It is one of those sayings that you're kind of like, why do people say that? But then it is what it is, right? Yeah. Okay. Update on this hemp lip moisturizer stuff. It's not bad. I don't know that I mean, it's not anything grand, okay, but it's not bad. I'm using it. I probably will keep this one because I like having it in my purse. Oh shoot, why did I just put that there? I like having it in my little makeup bag, and I like the idea that I can just kind of put it on Vaseline with the hands. And I know they have the ones that's in the tube, but I don't know. I've always just had these little ones like that. I always felt like those worked a little bit better than the ones in the tube. I don't know. It's probably just a mental thing. One of my subscribers had asked me about my water intake. Oh, she always full of water. She is always full of water. A survivor, I try to drink a lot of water. Ironically, I drank more water as a survivor than I did when I was going through my chemo. It's crazy how much I love water and I crave water after the fact. But anyway, we got to get going. I'm going to be driving to my complex, so I'll have to come back to y'all at a later time. I am approaching the light of all lights, and I thought, well, looks like the light's red, so I might be here for a minute. So I thought I'd just come back on and chat with y'all for a little minute or two. I have to ask you, I don't know how many of y'all have been watching The Bachelor. You know, the season's over now. My sweet, sweet Grant. Oh my, Juliana or Litia. What are your thoughts? I don't know. The last episode just really got to me. And I'm going to give a shout out to Litia because, girl, I mean, she made some statements, okay? And she had some good points. I will honestly say that I was completely shocked when he chose Juliana. Now, I have nothing against Juliana. I think she's cute. I think she's sweet. Do I think they're a good match? I'm not 100% sure, but I also don't know that I was 100% sure that Litia was going to be a good match either. The thing that startled me or took me back a little bit about Juliana was she was like a deer in headlights when the mom asked if she would be ready to get married. All of a sudden, it was like, oh, I'm so in love. And then it was just a little bit overkill. Then it was like all of these emotions and these feelings just started pouring out. And I'm thinking, honey, I don't know about that. Are we doing a show here? Or are we really having some emotional feelings? I don't know. Latia, I was against her in the beginning because I felt like she just seemed very fake. It's just me thinking, and I feel bad thinking this because I'm just going off what I was looking at in my thoughts. I'm being honest. I felt like her whole doing all these motions. Couldn't tell if that was an act because she was on camera or is this really her demeanor. Still don't know if that's true or not. If I had to guess at this point in the game, I'm going to say I think that really is her to a certain extent. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm like in a place where I can vlog for just a little bit. But what made me kind of think, okay, girlfriend, she real? She real? When he told her that it wasn't her, I loved how she stood up for herself. I loved the way she basically put him in his place, and she did it tactfully, respectfully. She did it the way you should do things, right? When she was on the stage and when she did she threw her shoulder back and she did the look, I said, go girl, go. I felt like that was her moment to shine. Like she let everybody know as well as Grant know, homie, You did me dirty. She's on the show. Everybody's on the show. We know. First of all, let's get real. The show is probably 90% fake and 10% real. I don't know what the logistics of it is, but we all know that most of it is fake. I have it from true inside source of the things that they want you to do or say on the show, that even it's not, don't even have to be your personality at all, but because they want to make the show, they tell you you have to say or do these certain things. Was this scripted? I don't think that her part, especially at the end when she confronted Grant on the stage, I think it may have been kind of scripted, but I think she took her own role and she was like, you know what, I'm saying this whether you all want me to say it or not. Perhaps. I don't know. Maybe all of it was scripted. Maybe none of that part was real either. Either way, I'm proud of her. I do think Grant gave her very, very false illusions. What scared Grant off? I think what scared Grant off is Homegirl was ready to have babies. Homegirl was ready to be married. Now we're on the show saying we want to be married, but does Grant really want to be married? Does Grant really want a family? I don't think so. First few shows, I think, were a little bit more realistic, but then it just got to be so fake. We're leaning into more what would get the audience attention. It's really just a free for all now. I wanted to watch it because I wanted to be there for Grant, being that he was a black bachelor. And I want to say he's a good man. I'm not saying he's not a good man, but I don't think he was as sincere as he led on to be. Did he go on the show maybe thinking that he was going to be sincere? Maybe he did. There was some beautiful women there. I think he lost his bananas. I think he was like, shoot, if I got to tie myself down to one of these people, that could be scary, because now that I've been on the show, I have access to a lot of women. And I feel like that got in his head. Grant, honey, you came on the show saying you were looking for a wife and you want to settle down. I hope you don't allow all this fame of being on the show change your mindset. And if you truly want a family, I want you to really, really think about it and go at whether it's Juliana or it's somebody else in the future. Don't let this get to your head, okay? And Juliana, my sweet, sweet girl, honey, if you really, really like Grant, good for you. But I don't know, honey, don't be all in if you're not all in. I know I sound like I'm all over the place with that, because these are the thoughts that are going through my head. I'm just taken back by this episode. It just really, really got to me. But we're getting on to some driving stuff now. So we're going to have to get off of here and we'll have to chat about this later. Perhaps, I don't know. Good morning, everyone. Okay. Yes, time got away from me yesterday. By the time I got to work, I had no time to pick up the conversation anymore. Went to lunch and thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to take a drive out. I hadn't done that in a while. Went to Bell's, walked around in there. I did a little bit of filming. It was busy in there. Those little ladies was in there doing the dang thing, okay? And so I thought, I can't do too much filming in here. I didn't want to upset anybody. So I decided, you know what? Tuck the camera away. Next thing I know, I'm 20 minutes and I need to be back at work and I still need to go through the line. So here we are this morning. I'm having my coffee. I'm having a little mint in my coffee this morning. I'm so excited. It's so good. My mint plant isn't doing so well. It was like beautiful one day, and then literally the next day, it was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, I got to figure out this herbal stuff because now I'm obsessed. I want to have an herb garden. Thinking I want to buy one of those little herb tier things, but then I have really nowhere to put it. Still me on Nespresso. I have my sweet Italian cream that's sugar free in here. I'm having my vanilla syrup as well, which is the vanilla bean, by the way, the sugar free. As you can see, I have started putting on my makeup this morning. I contemplated on whether or not I was going to chat with y'all this morning or not. I'm feeling in my feelings today. I don't know why. Just got stuff running through my head. And so I thought maybe I'll just chill and get ready in silence. And then here I am. That little voice in my head said, girl, pick up the camera and end off this vlog because you need to get it up. I don't think it's going to go up today, maybe Saturday. For some reason, April came in. I'm just all discombobulated. I can't tell if I'm going or coming. First and foremost, my girlfriend will be here next week. My silly self was thinking I still had another whole week before I would see her. In my mind, literally, I thought I had 2 weekends to get everything ready. I just have this weekend. The room is a mess, but that's okay. We're going to get through it. Saturday, I work well under pressure. Saturday, I am going to have a room organizing, cleaning frizzy in there. Sheets not on the bed. Like there's so many things I need to do. So we gonna get busy Saturday. I gotta throw the sheets in the wash. I'm still trying to deal with getting stuff out of storage. I wish I could go in storage by myself. I wish I could just wake up Saturday morning and run over to that storage unit and have myself a heyday. But I can't. So that being said, I don't think I'm going to get my pictures put on the wall because I don't think I'm going to have enough time. Last weekend was a blur. What did I do last weekend? I went out Saturday to Hobby Lobby and all the things. So I was gone all day. So I lost a day of organizing things. But the truth of the matter is, I couldn't have done that anyway because I didn't have the stuff out of the storage unit. A little bit disappointed because I really wanted the pictures on the wall before she got here. Never mind the fact that I still need to do some stuff in my room. My room isn't presentable either. So I'll be busy. But on Sunday, I'm having brunch with my first Lisa friend that I met here. She messaged me this week and wanted to have brunch on Sunday. At first, I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? I have so much stuff to do this weekend. But then I thought, girl, you're going to work your bum to death on Saturday. You better go to this brunch and enjoy yourself. We're going to be enjoying brunch with a little bit of coffee and have some girl time. And I'm excited about it. I had to sleep with the fan on last night. It has been warm, to say the least. Not hot. It's just warm. It's nice. It's good weather. The weather is not supposed to be that great when Terry gets here, which I'm like, really? I'm hoping it's going to change before she actually gets here. I don't want us to be struggling trying to keep warm and have fun at the same time. I'm so sick of cold weather. I am so sick of cold weather. The latest one I think said maybe 65, so maybe it's turning around a little bit. I'm hoping because I am seriously wanting us to have beautiful weather for us to go walk on the beach. Yes, I probably should conclude the conversation about the Bachelor. You know what? Wait a minute. See, when I get to talking to y'all, I can't remember what I'm doing. I guess in conclusion, I just feel that this show was probably one of the more realistic ones that they've had in a long time, in the sense of the ending and how Litia put it out there like she did. And it really changed my perspective of her because at first I was, like I said, I wasn't giving her too much credit. She just seemed, I don't want to say dingy because that sounds harsh because I don't like to call people out of their name and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just wasn't sure if she was being real or if she was just one of those people trying to portray a certain image. I'm going to venture to say that she's probably pretty close to the way she was on the show, the being so surprised. I think it's her upbringing. And again, at the end, when she needed to stand her ground, she stood her ground. I give her mad credit for standing her ground and stating the things that she stated because I'm going to be real with you. Despite the fact that I know all these women go on the show, I know the show is fake, all the things, but if I was with a man and I looked back and I heard him saying some of the things he was saying to a girlfriend, I would have some questions for him myself. I'd be like, wait a minute, let's have a little conversation. You totally led this woman on. You totally made her feel like she was definitely and then you the chose one. Me. What's up with that? But I've shared some of the factors. I don't even remember what I've said so far in this video. Also wanted to add her religious background, her faith. I think that probably had a big role. And I don't think he was upfront about it enough with her. I think she was Mormon religion, if I remember correctly, which I don't know anything about. So I'm not going to speak on behalf of when you are not from the same religious background. Sometimes things like that can be problematic in a relationship. By his own admission, it's like I like to have a little drink. I like to do certain things. I think that he should have been more forthcoming with that. The end, when he asked her about the kids, I feel that he was so frightened by, I want babies, I want marriage, that he really didn't hear what she said when she spoke that night, because I think his mind was, girlfriend ready to be pregnant, and I ain't really trying to do all that. He used the excuse of that he wanted to travel the world with his partner and da 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 da. Honey, you just said you wanted to be married and have babies, and we want to do all these things. When you plan on doing them? Saying they need to do all this the same day they get married. Girl got a biological clock that ticks. Anyway, I just had fun with the show this time. No hard feelings for Grant. You do your thing, Grant. I just think you need to be honest with yourself. I don't know if you're being honest with yourself about everything or not. I hope, if Juliana is really your person and you're her person, I wish you all much love and happiness. Think you did this whole thing really, really bad. This is speaking from a mother's voice, okay? Because if you were my son, I would be coming correct with you. And when your mom told you that you shouldn't choose Juliana, she may have been right. Of course, inadvertently, it is your decision. I have a saying that I used to say to one of my buddies back in the day. He met my girlfriend. We were out at a club one night, and he met my girlfriend, and they hung out. And my girlfriend and I are total opposite people. I mean, she's got the booty, she's got all the things, right? Well, she has a flat chest, but she had the booty, okay? And he's obviously a butt man. When they were having issues, and I'd be kind of like the go in between person, and the things that she did or said or whatever, I don't want to get into all that. My thing to him was, she is what she betrayed to you that night, but you were blinded by the booty, okay? Let's just face it, you were blinded by the booty. And he like laughs when I say it, and he's like, you're so right. It's been our joke for years. I think, in a sense, that that's how I feel Grant was, just blinded by the possibilities of what he could get through Juliana versus what he could get through Litia. I think the idea of getting a pure woman was fascinating. But then with this pure woman, she gives it up. She wants everything. I think after seeing all the women and being in a place where he could touch and feel and talk to all these women, I think he may have changed his thought process a little bit. Like, maybe I ain't ready to do all this marriage stuff and have babies just yet. Maybe I want to play around a little bit. With Juliana, he can buy the time, because she didn't seem to be very much all in until at the very end either. So I'm going to guess that she's not going to mind buying time either. When I think about Litia and how upfront she was about what she wanted, I think sometimes we as women can scare men away with that type of language. I always was pretty much the opposite of something like that. I was a female that would be like, I ain't trying to get married. I ain't trying to do this. I ain't trying to do that. And it always shocked men. And I would get proposed to all the time. I was, no joke, known as the runaway bride, because I've been proposed to quite a bit in my day. I'm on my second marriage, but I've been proposed to quite a bit. Men would date me and then wanted to marry me. And I would be like, wait a minute, we don't know each other like that. We're just trying to get to know each other. I hold marriage very sacred. For me, I couldn't run the risk of having you in my life. You're not my person. I didn't want to go through another divorce. I enjoyed being by myself. I enjoyed being a single mom. Was it hard? Yes. I did have one relationship with a guy that I think I was probably too forthcoming. We had had history together. We lost track of each other. We ended up getting back together again for a brief time. And in that brief time, I think I regretted, because I pushed him away, because I was scared to trust at that point. I was still very young and divorced, and it was just too scary. He was military, like all the things. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'll have to travel. I didn't want to uproot my son. Like, all these things went into my mind, and I pushed him away. And I regretted pushing him away, because I truly, truly loved him at the time. And when we reconnected again a few years later, I he said all the things, and I wanted him to know that I was full force ready this time. I was letting him know that I wanted to be in a relationship. I wanted us to be in existence. But I think I scared him away at that point because I think he'd had some time to mold and go through some things himself. And I think him telling me to do certain things and me just being so ready to do those things, I think that scared him away. He was like, whoa, put the brakes on. But I mean, like we ended things in a very happy note. Saying that to say sometimes we as women can be very anxious to get certain things. Even though men may tell you they want these things, most of the time they're not really wanting those things. They like the idea of things. And I don't think that has an age factor on it. I think even in our age group now, because I know a lot of single women that are in their 50s, in their 60s, in their 70s, they say these men still be playing jokes. And I get it. I understand where they're coming from because I think when a woman's in her 60s, 70s, whatever, right? She is thinking, I want somebody to settle down with. I want somebody to grow old with. Men are thinking that, but then they get scared. Maybe they've been divorced for a while or spouse is deceased, whatever. But they've had this time to be alone and to be very man-like, like to do all the man things. And so the idea of giving up that can be real scary. And all this stuff, take it with a grain of salt because we all are very different people, and so we don't necessarily all respond the way I'm saying. I'm just sharing that when I'm chatting with my girlfriends, and I have a lot of girlfriends that are single back in San Antonio, that is, and I listen to what they're saying as far as they're ready for this type of relationship. They don't have time to date around. They don't want to date around. And sometimes these men, they're in their 70s and they're feeling kind of like, oh, yeah, I got it going on, like I want to like play the field a little bit. So anyway, I'm making a joke out of it, but I hope that you're getting what I'm putting out here as far as we do have to be careful sometimes at how upfront we are, but we don't want to not say how we're feeling, but we also have to be careful at how it's put out there because we can run people away with our I want this, I want that, I want this. It has to happen here. It has to happen now. I won't do this. I will do that. Because what it takes in a marriage, in a relationship, dating, whatever, is full on compromising, give and take, appreciation. All of those things come into play in a relationship. And you can't have everything you want, and he can't have everything he wants. You have to have a meeting of the minds. Seeing that show just kind of brought all that up into my head, and it made me think about where I was in that situation when I was speaking of earlier, and I had to come to terms with my part, my role that I played in that. So just putting it out there, people, just putting it out there. But we got to go ahead and end this so that I can get ready today. I think I have on all my makeup. I don't know. I feel like I messed up my eyes. I use this to get rid of. Yeah. So anyway, on that note, I just wanted to share those thoughts. Again, I feel like sometimes when I say certain things, like I really didn't want to record this morning. I was thinking maybe I'll do it when I get to work. But then I thought, what happens if I don't have the time when I get to work this morning? Because lately I'm struggling with getting out of the house, totally struggling. I don't know. I'm going through this phase again where I just want to be in my home and I want to enjoy my mornings. And I try to, but then sometimes I'm enjoying them too long. Like right now, I'm chatting, sipping on my coffee like I got all day and I don't have all day. I got to hurry up and get out of here. But I feel that there was a reason why I had to stop what I was doing, turn on the camera, and get dressed chatting with y'all because maybe there's someone that needed to hear this. Maybe there is someone that is struggling in a relationship or wanting a relationship and they can't find that person out there. Maybe they are saying too much at the beginning. Maybe their expectations are a little bit greater than what the other person or the other men or women out there, because this is a two-way street. Men do the same thing. Men can put things out there too that scare a woman away. So this is not a one-sided conversation, and please don't misunderstand that. Whatever the case may be, there might be somebody that is truly struggling in that department and they're looking for their person and they can't figure out why they can't find their person, not wanting to settle because settling is not good. We don't need to settle. We need to find happiness and joy and love and respect and all of those things. And everyone is deserving of that. Anyhow, I could go on. I'm going to get ready to start preaching it. Y'all know this girl can preach. I love you all so much. If you made it this far and you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so now. turn on your notifications, give this video a thumbs up. And if you are a returning subscriber, you already know the love I feel for you. See you in the next one. Bye bye.